Hello. Thanks for stopping by San Diego. Just watched Anchorman for the first time in years the other day. That's not what this is about. I've got my iced coffee. I've got less than an hour before my buns are ready to go in the oven. And I got less than 20% charged on my phone. So I think we're good to go. Okay. I don't know where to put this where it's not gonna. Alright, I'll put it down there. And I'm gonna forget about that. So anyway, I thought this could be kind of fun today because I found this actually like a couple months ago when I was at my parents' house. But this is a book. Duh. No shit. This is a book, Disney's storybook collection. And when I found this, I was so excited because I completely forgot. It's hard to see. But this was a gift to me as a baby when I was born. So, and technically, what's the technical term? Over 20 years is vintage or something. So, if we're being technical, this book is vintage, and then so am I. But this was a gift from my godparents when I was born, and I don't necessarily want to read all the stories. I mean, I can, like, if anyone would want to hear a specific story, but I'm kind of just gonna like go through it with you and we can look at the pictures and do like a story walk. But oh no, it was for my first Christmas. Okay, so to baby me on my first Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Christmas is a magical and joyous time of year that you will treasure forever. We are so proud to be your godparents, and we wish you a wonderful and magical first Christmas. I bet it was magical. But this just filled me with like the most happy little memories when I saw it. So, and it's still in really good condition, honestly. $14.99 US in 99. Wonder what one of these would go for today. But I think this is cool because, like I said, this was in 99. No, 98. Okay. So it only has like your classic Disney, and then kind of like your Disney Renaissance ones. And it's got like a lot of little random ones that I'm not so fond of. So in our table of contents, we have Snow. Jesus, who are you? Okay. So in our book, we've got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Pinocchio, Bambi, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians, The Jungle Book, The Aristocats, Mickey's Christmas Carol. I don't care for a Christmas Carol. I don't know if anybody else had to do this, but in my honors English class in middle school, we did like a 5. It wasn't that long, but it fucking felt like it. But we did like this super long lesson on A Christmas Carol, and like I don't mind Dickens all that much, but it was excessive. It was really pushed. Anyway, so that's our first 97 through 170 some pages. Okay. Then we have Oliver and Company, The Prince and the Pauper, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Mickey and the Beanstalk, and Three Little Pigs. Oddly enough, I really remember the Three Little Pigs story, even though that's not one you would like classically associate with Disney, but okay, so here is like your, what the fuck do you call that? What the fuck is this page called? Oh my god, it's not your bibliography because that's at the end. And why the fuck would there be a bibliography? Well, no, that's, oh my god, I gotta go back to school. Anyway, your copyright page, I guess. So, starts us out with Snow White, and I don't really care for Snow White, but we can look at the pictures, because these are like actually really pretty, really pretty, and these books are, so they take the entire story and they kind of like condense it down into like, how many pages did they make this one? Oh, okay, I mean 13 pages is still decent, but like there's a lot of spaces between the words, and it's definitely like a good read it to your kid. And then I remember reading this book, oh my god, I remember reading this book a lot when I was little too, and like learning to read and all that kind of stuff. I want my coffee. I'm gonna put it over here, and I hope it doesn't make a loud noise. Okay, that was better. Okay. So then it goes into Pinocchio. I don't think I ever saw Pinocchio, and I don't know if I care to. I feel like that's kind of one of those, like, if you know the story, you know it. But maybe eventually I'll read it. Actually, maybe I should, because that alone is really cute. One, two, oh no, wait, that's Jiminy Cricket. He's got a little hat, and he's a cricket, not a bird. Okay, so let's find, what is there a connection with Moby Dick? Oh no, it's just another whale. Okay. Oh, Moby Dick's a white whale anyway. Okay. So, and I think it probably goes in order of how they were released then. If my Disney knowledge is correct. So then it goes Bambi, which I was also never a big Bambi gal either. But let's see. So like I said, I don't like too many of them from like the early days, and like maybe that's not very Disney purist of me, but I just don't. Some of them make me sad, and not in like a, like the story is sad so it makes me sad sort of way, but like it just gives me a bad aura, like a bad vibe. Even like Cinderella will sometimes make me feel a little strange, but that's probably because I have bad memories associated with Cinderella. We did it as a musical. I'm going to tell you the story. We did it as a musical in 5th grade, and I auditioned for the role of Cinderella, and I got the role of narrator 2. No, actually it was narrator 1, so I was the first one of 6. I pitched a bit of a, not a fit, but I wasn't happy. Ooh, the Alice in Wonder, actually, wait a tick. I've got beef with this, because tell me why the drawings for Cinderella, they look pretty, like, animation accurate, right? I feel like, who the fuck is that? I don't think that that's what she looks like. She looks like one of those, this one especially. Who the fuck is that? That motherfucker is not real. So, that's weird. Ew, I don't like this. Okay, then and then we go back to Peter Pan, and it looks like they just took stills from the movie. What is up with that? Did they not have the same animator anymore? I mean, probably not, but no, it's... Okay, let's find one that we'll actually enjoy, and maybe I'll read it to you. Goodness, these are all really not my favorites. Okay, let's do Beauty and the Beast. Let's do Beauty and the Beast. Alright. Story time, motherfuckers, gather round. I am not comfortable. Okay. So we're gonna do Beauty and the Beast. Are you ready? Alright. So Beauty and the Beast. What is going on? Alright. Can you see? Oh my god. Can you see? Alright. Once upon a time, there was a prince who was so selfish and unkind that he and all who lived in his castle were put under a powerful spell. The prince was turned into a terrible beast. He would change back into a prince only if he learned to love someone and be loved in return. In a nearby village lived a beautiful young woman named Belle. She loved to read books about adventure and romance. She's like, I'm up to the bookshop. Gaston, the hunter, followed Belle everywhere in town. He wanted to marry her, but Belle thought Gaston was a conceited bully. One dark winter day, Belle's father, Maurice, started off on a journey through the woods and lost his way. Maurice found shelter in a gloomy castle. There, he was greeted by the beast's servants. The spell had changed them all into enchanted objects. Before long, Maurice was discovered by the beast. What are you staring at? Roared the angry beast. Then he threw Maurice into a dungeon. Oh my goodness, okay, I gotta touch you because my phone's telling me I have 10% left. So we're doing fine. Right, so Gaston, he sucks. That's the takeaway from this one. And her dad met the beast. They had their meet cute. Maurice's horse came home alone. "Where's Papa?" cried Belle. "Take me to him." Belle climbed on, and the horse galloped back to the beast castle. The beast terrified Belle, but she tried to be brave. "Let my father go," she cried. "Let me take his place." The beast agreed, but only if Belle promised to stay in his gloomy castle forever. The beast's enchanted servants welcomed Belle and tried to make her feel at home. There was Cogsworth. I wanted to show you the pictures. I don't want to leave on an unfinished sentence. Okay, anyway, he's in jail. There was Cogsworth, the mantel clock, Lumiere the candelabra, and Mrs. Potts the teapot. They knew that if Belle and the beast fell in love, the spell that lay over the castle would be broken. Little by little, the beast grew kinder toward Belle. Oh, they really jump ahead in this, don't they? One day, he led her to his magnificent library. "It's wonderful," Belle gasped. "It's yours," said the beast. Belle slowly grew fonder of the beast. And there they're dancing. Look at that. See, like, that's directly taken from the movie. So why did the Alice in Wonderland ones look like that? Or at least it's very similar, you know? Anyway, so she grew fonder of the beast and learned to trust him. She even taught him how to dance. But her heart ached for her father. "If only I could see him again," she told the beast. "Come with me," he answered. "I will show him to you." The beast's rooms showed the effects of his anger and despair. Belle held up a magic mirror and saw Maurice looking tired and sick. "I must go to him," cried Belle. The beast agreed to let Belle go, even though it meant the end of his hopes for breaking the spell. Pretty cut and dry in this one, just like boom, 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 plot point, plot point, plot point. When Belle returned home, she told Gaston about the beast's kindness. Gaston was jealous. He convinced the villagers that the beast was a monster and should be destroyed. He led the angry mob to the beast's castle, using a beautiful song that was written by Howard Ashman, by the way. I love Howard Ashman. Why did I act like I was just eating it up? Okay, anyway, Gaston found the beast and fought him on the castle rooftops. In the midst of the battle, Gaston lost his footing and fell to his death, but not before he had stabbed the beast. I actually like that they say "to his death" in this one because, like, I mean, obviously he's gonna die in the movie, but, like, there's room for interpretation, you know? Not in this one. Belle rushed to the beast's side only to find him badly wounded. "You came back," he whispered. Belle's tears fell upon the beast. "I love you," she cried. Alright, so there, fight scene. And then he's about to get so ugly. The spell was broken. The beast was transformed into a handsome prince, and the enchanted servants became human once more. Belle and her prince would live very happily ever after. Ta-da. That's a good one, right? Okay, and then the next one up is Aladdin. So Aladdin, and we'll just flip through to the end then, why don't we? God, Shami's looked so hot in that one. Another Howard Ashman beauty, 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 beauty. I should have done the Little Mermaid, but okay. And then we got Lion King, which I always forget is as old as it is. Because this movie really holds up, actually. Okay. Anyway, Hercules is in here. Wait, I read all of the titles earlier, and yet I still somehow didn't connect those dots. Well, maybe we'll do a part 2. stories. Okay. I'm gonna go so that I can check on my rolls